Call the Development Committee meeting of June 17th to order. Roll call, please.
Member Krajewski. Member Rutledge. Member Covert. Here. Member Ozog. Vice Chair Yu. Here. Chair Tornatori.
Here, at this time, I'll entertain a motion to ask member. Oh, I was just been told I can appoint you. Okay, thank you, Member Garcia, for purpose of the quorum. I have nothing under Chairman's remarks. Public comment, we had one electronic comment which you all received. And we have someone here, Tracy Casson, regarding the McMaster matter. Tracy?
Which is second, so I'm just here to represent Mr.
Oh, wonderful. Okay,
Comes
thank
up.
you. Thanks for being here. That concludes the public comment portion of the meeting. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of June 3rd, 2025.
Second.
A motion first.
Second.
Okay, the motion is second. Any additions, corrections, or deletions? Hearing none, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, minutes are approved. Moving on to regulatory services. I'll entertain a motion to approve DCO 22-25, zoning 2215, and ordinance Mamalot LLC. This is a zoning board of appeals denial of conditional use for a planned development to allow 2 attached dwelling units and 2 adjacent lots in the R4 single family zoning district. All of the items 1 through 5 there were exceptions, which were included in the conditional use, which was denied, but I will entertain a motion to approve said.
So moved. Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any questions regarding this? Yes, Vice Chair you.
Okay, so I actually had a lengthy conversation with Jessica earlier, and I think it would be helpful to talk about how this petition is different from the second petition in the sense that they're both to kind of have increased housing on, I think, smaller lots. And this one, the ZBA did deny, and the second one, McMaster, it was approved for variation. Yeah, so I'm just gonna start with that. How about Jessica, you explain a little bit?
Yeah. So for Mamalot,
Why don't we stick on one before we go to the second one? Okay.
for Mamalot, so the zoning board of appeals recommended to deny based on the fact that they did not present any standards for the conditional use. And essentially that they lack the necessary land area to support a duplex on both properties. So this would be for 4 dwelling units on 2 lots. Each property size is a little less than 7,000 square feet. So as of last year, when we passed the new lot size changes for historic lots of record, both lots are buildable for single family as of 6-7 months ago. They're looking to put duplexes on each lot. So they found that it was just too much on 2 small lots and it would affect the light, air, the setbacks. They felt that it was too much relief for 2 small lots.
And this calls for some speculation, but if it were just 2 single-family homes as opposed to duplexes, you think this would have been fine?
They could come in for a building permit today to apply for a single family permit or single family home on the one lot and then the other lot.
Okay, thank you.
And the denial here was also because there was no hardship presented. There were no unique circumstances. This was primarily an economic request and it was out of character with the other properties in the neighborhood. So those were the legal reasons. Yes, member.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. So if they are allowed to build single-family homes, is there a square footage requirement as to what the square footage would be?
For the house or for the lot?
What you mentioned earlier.
So for the lot size, because they're historic lots of record, only the lot width comes into review. The minimum lot size doesn't come into review. So we just changed that code last year to allow 50-foot wide minimum for historic lots of record. Those are lots platted before 1957. So they could come in for a single family home on each of those within the past year. That's been.
I'd have to meet the floor area ratio
Yeah.
too.
And the floor area ratio is 35%, so it'd be 35% of 7,000 would be the minimum size house, or maximum size house.
I'm sure you.
And I just want to note that R4 single-family zoning district, this is something that's subject to change by text amendments. Potentially, that's something that we are looking at in the future.
Yes, that was potentially coming forward to go to zoning board of appeals. It was approved with the mandate from the development committee this past year and then the last 2 months.
Right.
So that's going forward likely to ZBA.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, we have a motion to approve. As you know, all of our motions are in the affirmative, so if you want to sustain the zoning board of appeal denial, the vote would be no. So roll call.
Member Covert,
No.
Vice Chair Yu,
Nay.
Member Deacon Garcia,
No.
and Chair Torn.
No, the motion fails. Moving on to item 6B, I'll entertain a motion to approve DCO 23-25, zoning 2516, McMaster, as zoning hearing officer's recommendation to approve a variation from section 3774.3, reducing a lot width from 75 to 50 feet for lots served by sewer and water to create 2 buildable lots on the property.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve this. This again was approved. Zoning hearing officer found hardship and a uniqueness in properties were within the character of the neighborhood as opposed to the previous petition. Any questions, comments on this? Vice Chair Yu.
Yes, thank you, Chair. So I do know that there was, I think, one objection that was filed against this petition, and I just wanted to know if that objection was valid, reasonable, or if this is something that the zoning hearing officer did not think significant.
So for the objection for that, there were some neighbors that came in that are on the larger lots in the neighborhood. They came to the public hearing and objected. The zoning hearing officer found that some of those lots are actually two lots. They just have a house on one. There's about 5 lots in the neighborhood, or 5 properties that are comprised of 2 lots. Most of the subdivision is 50-foot wide lots. So there were some neighbors that came into adjacent. They're actually on 50-foot wide lots to the south, to the north, most of them are 50-foot wide lots, and to the west across the street. So he did take that into consideration, but looking at the overall character of the neighborhood, he felt that this did meet the neighborhood character. And it was just platted, for some reason, this neighborhood was platted in the 20s. For some reason, this lot and several others were platted larger at 100 feet wide. And then most others were 50-foot wide. And then people started subdividing them off. So this is kind of in line with what's been happening.
Anyone else? Any other questions? Okay, we have a motion, a second. All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to approve DCO 24-25, zoning 2518, zoning hearing officer's recommendation to approve a variation to reduce the interior side property setback for a new shed from 10 feet to approximately 3 foot 10 inches, replacing an existing shed.
Second.
Any questions, comments on this item? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to approve DCO 25-25, zoning 25.5, Assumption Cemetery, zoning hearing officer's recommendation to approve a conditional use to allow a second mausoleum building on the subject property.
Second.
Any questions, comments on this? Yes.
Is this usual to have to give out? I was just reading this and I'm just like, I just never heard of a cemetery coming forth and asking for.
It's kind of unusual, but it's a building like any other, right?
Technically, because this is a single-family zoning district, cemeteries are a conditional use within them. And this is building upon what they already have, so.
Okay, that explains it. Okay.
I guess I'm running out of space.
We gotta stop dying.
I'm trying, Sam.
It's getting harder every day, though. There's a motion and a second to approve. Any other questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Any old business? Any new business? Being none, without objection, we're adjourned. Thank you all.